Hi guys, welcome to Earth Day. So today is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, so I thought we could do a little challenge. Team RWB, or Team Red, White, and Blue, which is an organization to help veterans gain mobility, has set up the plogging challenge. So the plogging challenge is picking up garbage while you are jogging or walking, whatever you can do, and posting a picture of how much you get along the way. So I'm going to be doing that today for this challenge. All you're going to need is to dress pretty warm and have a bag for your garbage. While I'll be doing this, I'll be stopping every time I pick up a piece of trash and sharing a fact about Earth Day with you guys. So let's get started. Found my first trash. Some duct tape. Let's put that in the bag. So the first Earth Day was in 1970. And before that, factories could put smoke up into the air, could dump toxic chemicals into the water, and no one could do anything about it at all. In fact, a company in Syracuse, the Solvay Processing Company, used to dump soda ash and mercury all into Onondaga Lake, which made it unswimmable and fishable. You still pretty much can't go in it today. And that was all perfectly fine because there was no EPA, or the Environmental Protection Agency. There was no Clean Air Act, nothing that they could do. And this all changed, which we're going to learn about in our next fact. If you did my scavenger hunt, these are some grape hyacinths which I found. I haven't seen any yet this spring, so this is pretty exciting. They aren't invasive, so they're not native to New York, and they can actually beat out some native flowers. So they're not great, but they are very pretty. I see more trash. Time for another fact. On April 22nd, 1970, 20 million Americans, 10% of the population at that time, took to the streets to protest environmental ignorance. This was the start of the modern environmental movement and is now credited with the largest civic event on the planet. So we'll learn more about the outcome of that with our next piece of trash. Found a bottle top. Let's just put that in the bag. So many laws were established as a response to the first Earth Day. The Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act, and the Endangered Species Act were all created in response to the people's protests on April 22nd, which was really cool because these were all in the United States. When other countries saw what we were doing to protect our Earth, they followed suit and created a lot of other laws that has helped keep our air and water and our animals protected. So due to the pandemic right now, a lot of people have been wearing gloves, which is really good, but you can't dispose of them just by throwing them on the street. Always make sure to try to dispose of them in your garbage, either in your car and then throw it out, or at your house. So I'm gonna put this in my bag. 2 for the price of 1. Also found this busted coffee cup. So the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, or the IUCN, is responsible for having the most comprehensive list of endangered species on the planet. So this is over 31,000 species. That accounts for 27% of all known species. That's a lot. These include things like the Amur tiger, purple frog, which is one of my favorites, and flying foxes, which if you were in my class, we talked about a lot during Halloween. And if you aren't in my class, you should definitely look up flying foxes. They are just the cutest flying little things you'll ever see. So I see a lot of trash across the street. I'm gonna get a quick shot of that, and then I will share another fact with you. There it is, all the trash across the street I'm gonna pick up. So I'm gonna walk and hopefully not fall for the next fact. But for the next few ones, I wanted to share some ways that you guys can actually help the environment from home. And the first one is conservation of water. So less than 1% of the planet's Earth is actually potable, which means it's drinkable. So potable water is water you can drink. So we need to conserve what we have because we can't get any more once the 1% is polluted. So what you guys can do is while you're brushing your teeth, turn off the faucet. If you're washing dishes, turn off the faucet. Use less water. If you have plants, use rainwater to water them. And if you like a nice green lawn, don't use a sprinkler. Just wait for the rain. No one cares if you have brown grass. Using a sprinkler to water your grass is you wasting so much water that we could be using for other things. So once I find some more trash, I'll let you guys know about the next fact. All right, I've picked up a few pieces of trash, found another one. I think it's time for another fact. So one really cool thing that people don't talk about is actually recycling electronics. So if you get a new phone or someone in your house gets a new computer, really anything electronic, you can recycle the old ones. A lot of the materials that are used in phones and other electronics have to be mined, so that takes a lot of resources, or they're plastics which release a lot of greenhouse gases into the environment. So when you're recycling your phones and other electronics, you can use those materials to make new phones, and it keeps a lot of it out of landfills. A lot of our landfills are being filled up with electronic waste right now that is releasing bad things into our water supply, just like I was talking about last time. So if you can recycle your electronics, you do a lot of good, and you don't have all of those spare phones laying around your house. All right, found some nerds. Time to do a fact. So the last fact, which I hope a lot of you guys do, is to recycle. So in Onondaga County, you don't need to split up your recyclings by glass, plastic, and paper. You can put them all in the same blue bin, which makes it super easy, but there are some requirements. The Onondaga County Resource Recovery Agency has some qualifications or specifics about recycling, like washing out your containers, removing the lids from like yogurt containers, and if you're not sure, you should probably trash it. Linked below is a pamphlet about the specifics about recycling in Onondaga County, so you can take that look to make sure you're recycling responsibly. So if you put in things that aren't able to be recycled, it can actually reduce our recycling efficiency and take out things that can be recycled. So it's always good to follow those guidelines. I am gonna head back to my house. I have a full bag of trash just from my short walk. It includes things like glass bottles, plastic bags, gloves, a whole Windex bottle, just a lot of trash that was just around my neighborhood. So I want you guys to go out today, either go for a walk, a jog, pick up some trash, post a picture of how much you found in your neighborhood below so I can see it, and I hope you have a good Earth Day. See you guys next week. Bye! Look who is waiting for me on my return. Hello. You want to say hello to the children? She does. All right, kids. No. So today is the, oh, that's right. This